Today, we're not talking about one big topic, but a whole bunch of small ones. The problem with those is, when they're working, you don't notice them. And when they don't, they're annoying for a moment, but not enough to stick in your mind for too long. So some of these I simply ignored for too long. Let's change that. First, a purely visual problem, the side skirts. I noticed them right away when I bought the car a year ago. I even tried to negotiate the price because of them, bought the car anyway and never fixed them. Why? Because I knew I would break every single clip taking them off. But now I'm out of excuses. The side skirts are secured better than almost anything else on the car. 5 clips and a lot of nuts and bolts. The trick is knowing where you can simply pull and where you have to undo fasteners first. I start with the small skirt in front of the rear wheel. 2 screws in the wheel well and 1 underneath. Done. The main skirt is screwed at the front, behind that cover in the wheel well. All the remaining nuts are on the underside of the car. Once that's done, we can release the clips with the plastic trim removal tool, so we don't scratch the paint. When the last clip is out, the skirt basically falls off. What's left on the car are some broken clips, just remove them. The red inserts in the body get replaced as well. They're a bit tricky because they can break and fall inside. A small screwdriver works best. If you crack the sleeve, you can flip them and pull them out. You might want to take a moment and check this hole for dirt. On the side skirt itself, we need to remove the other half of the clip. 2 screwdrivers do the job. One to release the clip and the other to lift it out. That way you don't break the small plastic hooks on the skirt. Talking about broken hooks, mine had been damaged multiple times, so I tried to save them instead of just gluing a clip permanently in place. I made a small mold out of some clay and used the 2-component superglue to rebuild the broken areas. The glue is filled with tiny plastic granules for strength. I've prepared a few mounts like this already and it works surprisingly well. After the glue sets, I sand it slightly so it fits into the clip again. And that's it. For the rest of the skirt, we simply snap new clips into place. And then we installed a new trim strip to the skirt. It just slides into the upper groove, but only if everything is properly cleaned first. I start at the back and work my way forward. Then we can mount the skirt back on the car. I align everything, tap 2 clips into place and then install the front screw. After that, I go along the bottom and tighten all the nuts. The last step is to make the trim line up nicely with the body. I use a trim tool to get behind it and gently work my way along. The small skirt at the back is the same. Fit the new trim, then screw it back on. And that's the first side done. The other side is identical. The only difference is that the oil tank sits behind the rear skirt on that side, so a few nuts are harder to reach. You might want to remove the rear wheel for better access. I should have done this sooner. Next up, the driver's seat. I noticed that the rear height adjustment no longer works. No idea how long it's been like that. From what I found online, the switch is the first suspect for this issue. So I unscrew everything around the switches and try to pull them out. But they won't come far enough. The cables behind them are simply too short. So I removed the seat instead to take a look underneath. With the seat slid all the way forward, I noticed one plug at the rear of the seat that looks like it's about to fall apart. It also seems to be missing one connector. I also made a funny discovery, the original cigarette lighter. It had been replaced with an aftermarket one that annoyed me all year. With the rear bolts removed, I tip the seat back and inspect the wiring. Unfortunately, nothing is actually missing. Plugging that connector back in shows that it's just the main power supply to the seat. The idea is to swap the switches to see if the fault moves. But that's when I noticed the wires are soldered directly to the switch. Who thought that was a good idea? So I wanted to swap the plugs at the motors instead. But there it was, one motor simply wasn't plugged in. Don't ask me why or how. I just accepted a cheap fix, plug it back in and reinstall the seat. The next problem is one every owner of an old Porsche knows, the odometer. While the speedometer works fine, the odometer sometimes does, sometimes doesn't. In about 99% of the cases, it is usually a broken plastic gear inside, but I seem to be in the 1% where it isn't. While the cluster was out, I replaced the broken wiper switch as well. About 50 euros for a used one. Nice. I also checked the wiring of the speedometer, but nothing looks broken. I pushed the speedometer back in, but not all the way, because I have a feeling it will have to come out again. So let's rule out another possible cause. The odometer gets its signal from the ABS system. Maybe something is wrong there, even though there is no warning light. First up, the fuse box. I checked fuse number 16, all good. Then there is an ABS relay, time to test that. Quick intro to common relay terminal numbers in the car world. 31 is ground, 30 is a permanent 12 volt feed from the battery, 15 is a 12 volt with the ignition on, and 87 is the output. When 15 gets power, the relay closes and connects 30 to 87. To test it, I use a 12 volt power supply. Ground to pin 31, positive to pin 15. You can hear it clicking. To verify, let's see if we have a connection between pin 30 and 87. If we remove the 12 volts, there is no connection anymore. So the relay works as it should. Now let's check the socket in the car. Pin 30 has nearly 12 volt. Good. Without ignition, 87 has 0 volts. Also good. With the ignition on, pin 15 also gets power. I then measure pin 87 without the relay in place and it shows around 1 volt. Not sure if that's meaningful. So I listen for the relay clicking instead. And I can also hear the ABS unit in the front trunk under the plastic cover. To double check, I insert the relay only halfway and measure pin 87 again. This time I see around 11 volts. My battery is probably a bit weak. I'll have to test this again outside with the engine running. And I'll definitely test the ABS on the first drive. For now, the part of the odometer problem remains unsolved. This episode was a bit of a mixed bag of small issues that built up over the last year. Nothing spectacular, but honest work. I'm happy to have at least some of them off the list. And we'll see how the odometer story continues in one of the next episodes.